We all got stories, but he's got some good ones.
This is Bill's son, Will, right here.
How you doing? Thank you for coming. My dad would really love that, really appreciate that, you guys being here. My dad told me, I've worked in the industry a little bit myself, and, sometimes you'd have long lines of people signing autographs and stuff. And I've seen a lot of other actors that would snub people. Even working on films I worked, I don't want to mention any names, but I've had a couple big actors, just act really raw. And he said, son, don't ever do that. He says, you always sign your autographs and you're pleasant with your fans. He said, because it's because of them that you have a job. It's because of them that you have a little bit of money to feed your family. He goes, so please be gracious to them and thank them very much for, their love of the film. And I was just gonna make a real little story real quick that happened to me. I was 9 years old, I was playing Pop Warner football, and my dad was getting ready to go do CC and Company. Well, my dad, when I was real little, he used to tell me on Sundays to come watch TV with him, and we'd watch pro football. And one guy we loved was Joe Namath. And he used to say, hey, Willie, get over here. He goes, watch this. He goes, this is Broadway Joe. Watch how he throws the ball, because I was playing quarterback too. So I watched Joe Namath, and he was one of my favorite athletes. So when my dad called my mom and said for me to fly out to Tucson to meet Joe Namath and be around the production when I was 9 or 10, I was so excited I could barely, I smiled all day, my face hurt. But my dad told me one thing. He said, son, I'm gonna tell you something. If you're gonna be an athlete, you don't smoke, you don't drink, and you don't gamble. And the first thing that happened when I walked in the honey wagon to meet Joe Namath and Mike Battle, they were sitting there, he was on special teams on the Jets in '69 when they won the Super Bowl. I walked back there and I see them both crouched over, they're playing poker with cigars in their mouth, drinking whiskey. And I was just like that.
True story, man.
Yeah. Anyway, I stepped outside with Joe Namath, he goes, you play ball, son? I said, yeah, he had an AFL football. They were different than the NFL balls. They were a wider pigskin. And he signed it, Joe Willie to Will. He goes, but you got to catch this. So we were actually filming on a college, at the Tucson College. So I went back about 20 yards. He goes, I go back about 30. I went back 65 yards, and he never even took a step to wind up. He just went like this. Right in the breadbasket.
That's right.
Anyway, thank you very much. This is my brother. He's my real brother, man. I love this man more than anything in the world. My dad loved him too, boy. Anyway, I'm gonna pass you over to his wife. I just want to thank you all for tonight. Thank you so much.
I don't want to talk at all.
Okay.
He's got stories.
I'm just going to say thank
Ones
you,
I can't
everyone,
repeat.
for coming out. I know Bill is looking down at us, and he's just really happy that we're here, appreciating the films that he did. And we also need to thank Quentin Tarantino, because if it wasn't for him and this theater, we would never be able to see these films.
Yeah, no way.
We're really lucky. We get to continue to embrace and see cinema history, and we are very lucky to have this theater.
We
Thank
embrace
you
the
for
films
coming.
that Hollywood ignores.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys. And thank you guys for always being a great audience too and welcoming these people. A lot of times I say